member benefit for people who couldn't make it. So thank you to Melinda for being my wonderful guinea pig.
I'm fine. So I'm good whenever.
You're good.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about thought leadership today and just how to position your clients as thought leaders, even when their field is not exciting. Because we all get that, like, of course, we all would love to have like awesome, super exciting clients, but that is not a reality all the time. So over the years, I've figured out ways to make things a little more exciting. So that's just what we're going to talk about. About me, that's me, Dave Grohl. He's my favorite person. He's from Foo Fighters or Nirvana. But I grew up in North Carolina. I grew up in a tiny town called Dunn. Went to Cambridge University, spent 7 years in LA. Worked in entertainment. It was the most fun of my life, but it got very old very quickly. So I moved back to North Carolina almost 3 years ago and started working at an advertising agency as a PR and social media director. After 2 years there, I realized I did not want to work for someone else, and also I hate advertising. So I think it's pointless, but it's fine. So I started my own PR firm in October. And I work with dark side. Yeah, our reviews and press releases, again, I hate them. I think they're outdated. I could scream about this all day long, but I'm not going to do it. Obviously, Foo Fighters super fan, go Hills, also single. So, okay, so what you're going to learn today is you're not going to learn anything new today. Like, I understand, like, we all have our own way of doing things, we all have our own experiences, but I just really want to give you guys a refresher and get you thinking creatively. So that's really the goal today. Also, I talk super fast, so I'm probably going to be done before you even get your food. So there's that. Okay, thought leadership. Why it's important. So during the process of thought leadership, you really learn about your client. So one thing I love to do when I get a new client, when you're having that onboarding time, is to figure out them as a person. What do they like to do? Do they have kids? Where do they go to school? Just anything. Do they play sports growing up? Like, get to know them on a personal level. Obviously not in an inappropriate level, but get to know them a little bit more than if it's just strictly business. And by doing so, by just sitting down with clients, taking them to coffee, taking them to dinner, having a drink, I've learned so much that it's really helped me along the way. So it's important just to have this like massive download session with them. Just talk about things, ask them, like if you could be anything in the world, what would you be? Just these big, high-level questions. And remember, they are a person. They're a person just like you. Even if there's a brand attached to it, there's a person behind that brand. And people love that buy-in. People need that to feel connected to a brand. I know I do. I'm really psycho, and like, if there's a brand I like, I'm like, okay, who founded it? Where do they go to school? What do they do with their life? What are they doing that I can do? So I think that's really important to figure out how to convey that to other people. I'm not even looking at my notes. Okay, so example for thought leadership. Okay, so my thing, boring talking, like snooze fest. But I had this client who was in my agency, and I'm like, I don't know anything about it. So sat down with Brian, the CEO, a couple of times. He's awesome. He's obsessed with leadership. Like, he goes to massive leadership conferences all across the world. He reads the books. He meets the authors. He does all of this stuff. He's always learning and growing. And that's something that he instills in his company. So they set up a leadership program internally. So I thought that was really cool and something I've never seen at that extent done before, especially in supply chain. So when I'm sitting there pitching their very niche, small area of supply chain and hitting all the roadblocks, we pivoted and we were like, okay, how do we position Ryan as a thought leader? Okay, well, yeah, sure, he's got the supply chain stuff, but he's really, really passionate about leadership and taking these guys from the skilled labor areas who may not have educations and turning them into amazing leaders across the country. So that's one thing we started talking about. Additionally, it's a family-owned company. It's not something they really put out there, but he took over the role of CEO from his dad. So, two things: family-owned company, leadership training. Got both of those. So we got Ryan an op-ed in Training Magazine, which was his dream, it was awesome for him. And then Inbound Logistics, which is a huge supply chain publication, we got him to feature in that, talking about transitioning from he grew up seeing his dad own this company, and he never wanted to be a part of it, but then went to college, had his own career, and decided, I am passionate about this, and how can I bring my unique characteristics and qualities to this company? So those are two really big hits for him that weren't traditional supply chain, and that really took him into more mainstream media than just their little industry trades. My example number 2. So, women's conference. It was a women's conference in Washington D.C. WEX. You'll probably see it everywhere. We're going to have it in Raleigh in October, and I'm going to do the same thing I did there here. So if you see it, But so Alexa Carlin founded Women Empowered Expo a couple of years ago, and she has a really amazing backstory. She speaks all across the country. She she was working in New York City. She was 20, 21, and her health started declining, and she had to go, and she was in I don't remember what happened, but basically they had to put her in a medically induced coma, and she was in coma for a while, and then they realized she got autoimmune disorder from all the antibiotics that were trying to get that bacteria away. So she's got this really crazy backstory, and through that, she just on the side did a gluten-free vegan cookbook. She's done a couple cookbooks, just health-wise, just as a passion project. Well, we couldn't get this particular station in DC to cover the convention or the expo because everyone else had done it already. So we pivoted and we're like, okay, let's get her to come on with her cookbooks that she had to talk about in 3 years. So she came on and did a cooking segment with them. And you see, what does the banner say? It says, RPRS. It doesn't even say anything. We ended up getting them to do exactly what we wanted, even though they didn't want to do it. So again, just figuring out ways to pivot, that kind of thing, especially when it's an event like that everybody's already going to be covering and nobody wants to do the same thing. So just figure out little unique pieces that you can give. A couple of other examples. I had in Los Angeles, I had an internationally known jazz saxophonist. Okay, I could mention his name, none of you would know him because you probably don't listen to that. But after just on a call with him, and I specifically remember the call, my boss was so mad at me because I was just talking about personal things with him. He was like, no, you need to stick to business. I'm like, no, this is how we're going to figure this out because, how are we going to get him in the mainstream media? So, found out he was in North Carolina native, went to a renowned HBCU, was a single dad, and an avid cyclist. Okay, so we got him. I couldn't find it stuff because it was a while back, so I'm sorry there are no visual examples, but we got him a ton of press being a cyclist because that's a whole niche that people love. So, talking about how he likes to cycle during his downtime, or if he's, traveling the world, how he takes a bike out to explore, things like that. Also, being a dad, being a musician that tours as a single parent, how does he navigate that? So, got him into some parenting things on that as well. So, again, this is why it's so important just to talk to your clients. Even though my boss was yelling at me, even though she said I was always too personal with them, it really did serve me in the end. Okay, but you can be a thought leader too, guys. But I think I had something else, another example. Oh, I did have another example on thought leadership. That ways that we position clients. Let's see. Oh, okay. So a few of my clients now, just after talking to them, I realized that I have 3 clients that are moms and military veterans. And I would have never, one of them I had not a clue, at all. And I was telling her about one of my other clients who was a military vet and a mom and a parent and a business owner. And she's like, oh, I was in the Air Force. I'm like, what the hell? How come I never knew this? So there's a huge niche for that. People really want to know, especially if they're going to a little bit more glamorous job. And they want to know how they carry over those leadership skills and things like that. So talk to your people. They could have been in the military. You never know. That people always love those kinds of stories, and people always want to support veteran-owned businesses. Let's see. Another one. Okay. Also, again, the working mom niche. People love that. So if your client is a working mom, pitch it out, y'all. People love it. Okay, you can be a thought leader too. So I don't want you to just like think about your clients. Also think about yourself, because there's always people are always looking for thought leaders in the PR, marketing, communications realms. Example: I have done all of these interviews. I mean, some of them are old, but I had some recently. That people just want quotes from you, especially when I worked in entertainment. There's probably some that aren't on here that I did, but a celebrity would do something really ridiculous, like there's one on here walking out of an interview. I can't remember who it was, but they walked out of an interview, and a journalist friend called me up and like, "Can you comment on this from a PR standpoint? Like, what would you do if you were there and your client walked out?" And I mean, there's things every single day that you guys can comment on. So again, like, just think of yourself as that, because that's just going to help you and it's just going to help your clients. So with that, I say, always look for those opportunities. I find them on Hero all the time. If you don't have Hero, get it. I mean, some of the stuff is lame, but sometimes you can find some gems in there. And then just like, always keep it top of mind with your journalist contacts and say, hey, if you ever need me to comment on a story too, like, I'm here to do it. Like, here's things I can comment on. Position yourself as a follower, because that's really going to help grow your business if you're like me and you have your own. Or, I mean, if you work for somebody else, I'm sure they would love the extra exposure. Oh, that's the takeaways. Okay, get to know your freaking clients, y'all. Know them like the back of your hand, because it's just going to help you identify opportunities for them and then be a little bit creative. Also, don't be afraid to step outside the box. I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start my own firm, because I was sick of a bunch of old white men telling me how I needed to do PR, which was what I had my whole career. So that like just try it. It doesn't hurt to try. You know, and that's the beauty about PR. It's different than marketing. It's different than advertising. You can send something out, and if it doesn't work, you just revamp it a little bit, send it out, try again. That's why I love what we do. And then again, personalizing a brand always makes customers feel a little more invested. So put the face to the brand. And even if it's just a person, make people feel a little bit more invested by explaining their backstory and getting to know them a little bit better. So that's like all I have. I'm really fast. So that's all my info. If you pair it off. What? She's my friend.
It's okay.
It's okay. Okay.
Okay, so you hate your releases, I know.
Yes, yeah.
So when you're sending stuff out, what are you sending? Just like a blurb? Like,
Yes.
hey, I have a story for you.
Yes. So, I mean, it depends on who it is. And it's funny because I was talking to somebody else the other day, and they're like, I don't understand how you've gotten this, like, it to be like this. But at this point, I'm so close with a lot of people, I just text them and I say, hey, I have a client. Like, that's the client I have. But yeah, so I normally, I just think about, like, what are the talking points that they're going to say in a segment? And I'll send, 2 paragraphs maybe, and it say, like, just surface level stuff like, hey, here's exactly what it is. Here's their availability. If you need anything, here's links to photos. Just like a little bit.
And do you do 2 questions?
Yeah.
What, when client is like, we must do a press release?
I do it, yeah.
Okay.
I sent one this week, even though I was like, but they're a new client, I couldn't, whatever. But for the most part, and sometimes, I'll even just attach the press release and just send like a blurb at the beginning. Because that's a lot of feedback that I've gotten from journalists across the board. They're like, we're sick of these like long-winded pitches, stop doing it. Like, we love yours because they're super quick to the point.
Right.
And always say to them, like, if this doesn't work, tell me how we can revamp it a little bit and
make it better.
Yes, and make exactly.
And are you doing like how are you doing media events? Like, do you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just have a Dropbox link normally. Right, here's stuff.
Link to all of
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For the most part, and I make my clients do that normally, and I'm like, you put it together, or like, because it's their stuff, like they need to have it. So I'm like, if you like, send me a Dropbox link with everything you think we'll need, and then I need to put something in there, I will.
And you just
Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions? Anything at all? Anyone care?
do fighter shows.
11 Food Fighter shows. It's aggressive.
I was gonna guess more.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So it's a lot if you think about the years that I've actually gone.
Right.
So I went to my first Food Fighter show in 2010. So it's a lot. One year I went to 6. So I call it the year of the food. So yeah, that's where I got to meet them from. But now I've infiltrated them and I'm friends with some of them. So I'm just like, can I get next stage?
What's your favorite song?
What's my favorite Food Fighter song? Obviously Everlong. Like you have to.
Only I can play guitar.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the acoustic version though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So love the food. So yeah, it was cool. I'm missing my glory days in LA a little bit lately, so I'm gonna try to go back soon and visit everybody because I see the award shows and stuff. I'm like, I used to be me. I used to come around and do that. So yeah. But basically, if you haven't noticed, I'm not like a conventional publicist. I've just learned that there's a lot of things I don't like and a lot of things that can be done easier. So I kind of do whatever I want. I take a rock and roll approach to it. So yes, ma'am.
Could you talk a little bit about that? Like sometimes it's, there's like the people behind the brand, but then there's like product placement.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To be fair, kind
Just
of-
like, yeah. Okay. So from like entertainment days and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, yes, product placement, obviously. Like it's funny because I am so like desensitized to it all now. I will like watch something and I'll see if like I was watching a movie the other day and like somebody was getting out of the shower and the label on the shampoo was you could tell what it was and I'm like, oh, they paid for it. So I am like really psycho about that stuff now and it's sad. But yes, like so much product placement and that's one of the main things I did a lot in LA. When I first moved there, I worked for celebrity gifting suites, which aren't really a thing anymore, but they were back in the day. And basically, all of these brands would pay thousands of dollars to be there, and the celebrities would come and walk around and get free stuff. That's why I got a lot of free stuff because I was working these suites. But at the end of the day, I think they realize like you get zero return on investment besides a photo of the celebrity just posing with your stuff. But that celebrity's probably not talking about your stuff on their social media. They're never going to talk about it in an interview. They don't care unless they just fall in love with it. So that was a big thing that I did. And then also just like sourcing products to celebrities. I interned at a fashion PR firm and we had a big showroom and that was when like the Hills was on and everything and I was like, oh yeah, I'm basically then. Like it was the same thing. You have a spreadsheet of all the celebrity sizes and their home address or their publicist address. You send them a package like every month of stuff and hope that they wear it out. And then you have to scour all the paparazzi pictures to see if they actually wore it. But most of the time, it's people like me, they're publicists that got the extra stuff. Like, yes, free stuff. And the publicist was wearing it, not them. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I feel like at this point, you can't believe everything you see anymore. I mean, obviously, you guys probably know that by now. But yeah, a lot of just think about whatever a celebrity is wearing, it's probably been placed on them. Or some product they're using, it's probably been since then. You guys see it all over Instagram now. I mean, that's a huge thing with influencers. And that's one thing I kind of specialize in is working with influencers. And yeah, it's different.
Do you have a favorite influencer? Who are you connected to?
Oh God. Well, in what capacity though?
I was like, no idea.
I mean, there are people that I'm not gonna say it, but like there are definitely people who I've worked with before that that have tried to charge me like an arm and a leg for like zero. And I'm like, girl, I can look on your stuff right now and see that you've got your followers, you have zero engagement. Like, no. And a lot of these people like get really mad at me because I'm like, I can see through it. Like, no, please stop. Also, if you've been on a reality TV show, that means nothing to me. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I probably know the producers for the shows and I don't care. And I've had my celebrity clients on those shows. So anyway, yeah, but influencer marketing, I think I see it kind of pivoting, and I think blogging is going to come back. I think that the veil has kind of been lifted, and people see these people buying their followers and stuff, and most of these, like, I say girls, it's mostly girls, but most of them like have really horrible writing. It's like only a half naked picture of them and like a little product over there. I think that the true like bloggers, I think that's going to come back. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to start writing again, and people are going to start appreciating that a little bit more, which I think is good Lord. Yeah.
I was like thinking about doing it. So back in the day, I used to be really into like Vine. Vine was huge. Like I guess like Instagram was a thing, like the account was for little, now like TikTok of all things has become the place for Vine.
Yeah.
I used to follow like the most obscure people who would then get paid by other companies to say like come for Radio Shack.
Recipes.
Come for Radio Shack and stuff like that. And I was just wondering how often, I don't know anything about PR in LA, it's very fascinating. It's going to be marketing, but we're all very like, are people reaching out to those types of avenues?
Yes.
Still? So TikTok, for example.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about TikTok. I just seen like my cousins do it, and like I don't care about this at all. Like, but yeah, no, I mean that's like very valid, and I mean that's something that we would really think about a lot when we were having an event and a celebrity couldn't go. We're like, okay, is there an influencer to come? So they're celebrities in their own right, and a lot of times have more pull over people than a celebrity would.
You're just like, like someone who's got less followers, but it seems more credible.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I mean, all that stuff is alive and well. I just think it's going to pivot a little bit.
I want to ask about kind of a similar topic. So from a rock and roll perspective, the medium is changing a lot. Like we used to focus on getting people in written stories, but what are you seeing now, especially for your clients? Like, are you having to deliver video? Are media outlets producing it? Are clients willing to be in it? Do you get pushback on that? Like, how's the medium changing?
I think I'm having to package together my segments a lot more for producers and make their lives easier because I'm friends with a bunch of these people and I see everything that they go through and I'm like, okay, it's not easy on them right now. So I try to make it as easy as possible for them. Whereas before I would say, hey, here's my client and let them produce it. I send my talking points. I say, here's everything that's going to be. Like, I just make it as easy. I package it all together. And that's made me a little bit more successful in actually securing things by doing the legwork. And I mean, I do have, my degree is journalism, so I understand how it works, and I think that's really helped me a lot. But yeah, so that, but most of my clients still want print. I mean, I find it here. In LA, it was different because obviously if you have a person, a celebrity, they're gonna wanna be seen at events, so you're gonna send them to red carpets and things like that. So that's when I was behind everyone with like the double chin and all of the carpet pictures, but so like those kind of people, they want to be seen, they want to network, and I do have some clients that are like that here. They're like, is there events you can get me into, so I can be seen, I can meet people, all of that stuff. But for the most part, people still want print, which I'm like blown away by. So I'm like, I don't need to read print, but yeah. Did that help at all? Okay. So yeah, basically, moral of that story is make it as easy on the journalists as possible, and you're more likely to succeed because they're having a rough go. Also, it's a monsoon outside. Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. We're gonna die. You're gonna die for me. I hope that's on the video. Yes. Anyone else? Yes.
So when you're talking about like from a leadership perspective, diving in and making those personal connections with like the ultimate goal, of highlighting their talent, whatever product. How do you coach your clients when the first few swings don't sell through? And kind of balance expectations from it takes time.
Oh yeah, that's real because so many people, I'm sure you guys have all experienced, they're just like, well, you sent it out, why am I not on the cover of New York Times? Well, it's not gonna happen, dude, because like you're hyper local, like no one cares. So I'm just always very honest with them and say, we're just gonna keep trying, and we're just gonna try, and we're gonna, hope for these small wins, and the small wins are gonna build to bigger wins. I'm always open and honest about it, and a lot of times, being that honest, they look for ways to help me too, because they're like, okay, well, how can I help you figure this out? Like example, I had everybody knows Stacey Miller and Seth Crossnow Fire Festival, all that fiasco, all that fun stuff. Stacey is Seth's lawyer. Stacey's a client. We tried to do some just like hard-hitting lawyer whistleblower stuff. Was not working. I'm like, we're going back to Fire Festival. We're doing it. So because of that, we did a whole media tour in LA, we've done a media tour in Miami, we've done it in DC. Just like wherever he's traveling at the time, we just hop him on there, and through that avenue, he's still able to talk about his whole whistleblowing, medical malpractice, all the stuff that he talks about. But it was, yeah, we had to sit there and say like, okay, we're getting nothing. And people don't want the hard-hitting lawyer stuff. They want the fun stuff. So we just go back to fun stuff. But yeah, and he's really great about saying like, oh, like how can I help you? And like, let's sit down and talk. Let's just throw out angles together. So I think it's really good to have a relationship with your client like that, because it's always going to make your job a lot easier.
And how have you found, like, an example like that, replaying, I don't know where his clients are, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing if it's kind of like
Yeah.
triangle and triangle.
Yeah.
How do you then replay it back?
Yeah, I think that's when social media really comes in, and they're like, oh, he's, you know, that like he has a whole person with social media and stuff. So I think that that's when that really comes in, because you can repurpose all of that content onto social, and people see like, oh, he's getting a lot of buzz. Like sometimes I need to go to him, kind of thing. Yes.
I have sort of an unrelated / selfish question.
Okay.
So you went out on your own last year.
Yeah.
How did you find your clients? Were they connections? Did you get new ones?
I'm very lucky, and everyone's gonna hate me for saying this. I haven't had a pitch client yet. Everyone's came to me. Very blessed.
She's a very good networker.
Yeah. I'm like Miss Raleigh. I know everybody. So y'all know that. I literally know everyone. So that's really helped me, just like getting it out there. I lied to you. I've like slightly pitched one client once, and they're like, "Oh, we don't need anything," but that was really just an exercise for me. It was literally just an email that said, "Hey, if you need anything, I'm here." It was just energetically to get that out. But yes, I mean, I just network all the time, and I'm also, I think the first 6 months, I was like, I'll take whoever can pay me. But then at that point, I'm like, I can't do that. I'm running myself into the ground. So it's not worth it. So then I literally talked to my business coach and my therapist about it, and like somebody else there. They were like, just make a blanket email that you can send to people that says, okay, here's my rates, here's the fee breakdown. I don't take anybody under this a month. And just send that out. And I've sent that to so many people, and I've gotten people to be like, okay, because it's really just stepping into your worth and just standing in that and saying, like, no, this is what I charge, sorry. Because the people that, like, you don't need to work with are not going to want to pay you, right? Kind of thing. So I've started saying no to people, and that's really helped me a lot. Just like if you think about it energetically, I'm very woo-woo, so just like putting that energy out there, like no, because as much as you stay in that low vibration and stay with those clients who are really shitty and that steal your joy, you're never going to be able to give to. So does that help at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
In that same vein, I think people, especially our clients, don't really understand what it is we do. How are you gauging that conversation when you run into someone, you be a client, and you're like, oh, I'm doing my thing now, and you're like, okay, well, I think I want this, and this. And how are you helping guide them through what they need and what
that's
they're
actually
doing?
good. So I've had a couple of clients like that. One, nobody knows what PR is. Do not know what PR is. And I don't do marketing. I don't care about it. I don't know. I don't care about analytics. Of course. So, like, I will have to sit down and have that conversation with them and say, okay, tell me exactly what you want. Like, what do you see? And then based on that, I say, okay, here's what I can provide. And, like I had a client, I tried to turn her down multiple times, and she kept saying, no, I need you. I'm like, okay, let's sit down. Realized like they didn't even have a mission statement, they didn't know who their audience was or anything. And so then I realized like, oh, this is a service I can provide to clients. We sat down and had a full branding exercise. Sat down for an hour and just like unloaded, and I created this like brand exercise worksheet that I actually do now. I've done it twice now at different like happy hour things like this, and just made everybody go through and like write down their whole like their brand, their audience, and just go through that whole exercise. So I started doing that with clients to help them realize what they want and get them to thinking about it in terms of, okay, like, oh, well, this is my audience, and am I doing things that go for that? Well, if I'm not, then PR is not going to help me. So really making them realize like all the things that they need to do in order for me to step in, if that makes any sense. I just went like around that, but yeah. And yes, I've met the Kardashians. They're nice. Huh? Like I've seen them. They've seen them everywhere. Like you see all the same people at all the same red carpets. But, they're nice. Whatever.
Are they really?
Yeah, they are really nice. But it's one of those things where when you're that level of celebrity, you send your assistant to be mean to somebody for you. You just don't deal with it, so you can save face. And hey, it works. So,
Where did you live in LA?
I lived in Hollywood, or as I call it, Hollywood. Because it was very sketchy. But I lived in Hollywood. I worked in Valley. I worked in Sherman Oaks, and I worked in West Hollywood for the last little bit in the Pacific Design Center. It's a massive structure, but yeah, lived there.
How did you get there? Did you move from Raleigh?
Yeah.
Job over there?
No, I have a very unconventional story, and now that I think about it, it freaks me out what I did. I went on a planning trip. I think it was like this week, like 10 years ago. And like just to see if I liked it because I was going to move there. And then I had to stay an extra semester at school because I failed all my classes. And so then I was done in December and went on another planning trip to take meetings and just got offered a bunch of internships because nobody knew what Campbell was. Nobody cared about a little girl from North Carolina who had no clue what she was doing. Because a lot of those people, oh my God, I just realized Rory Williams is like staring at me. Hi, love you. No, like basically a lot of those jobs would go to girls from USC, UCLA. I think girls was only girls in PR. But so yeah, I just got offered a bunch of internships. So December, day after Christmas, I packed up my car, drove across country with $500. I found a roommate to share a room with, and she had a part-time job lead, and I had one paycheck coming and a bunch of gift cards, and so I just left and made it work. But I wasn't hired full-time at a firm for about the first year. So the first year was interning, or like the first 6 months was interning at 3 different internships at once, just to get that experience in quickly. I did an events PR firm, an entertainment PR firm, and a fashion PR firm that I all interned at, and then I just worked a bunch of part-time jobs.
Do you think being someone from North Carolina in a smaller town is a benefit? Like they're like it's not gonna challenge us or be like a threat. And I was like, I lived in LA once.
Yeah.
I was on like a reality show for fun.
Yeah.
I never got there.
Yeah, it's fine. It happens.
I'm very.
It happens. Don't worry, I've done it too.
Yeah.
And then I was on one that got picked up. That's fine. And then canceled. But no, I think people didn't take me seriously. I had the person I worked for the longest in LA, and she oversees this, sorry Joanne, but she would make fun of my accent all the time, and I would just get that a lot, and just seeing people undercut me in meetings because I was young, I was from the South. They thought I was just some dumb redneck girl. I'm like, no, like I don't even care about any of that stuff. Like I'm a person, I know my shit. So I feel like I had to work a little bit harder.
Did you have to stay subordinate the whole time when you started out? Like like not very rock and roll. Not very rock and roll. Like you get to graduate to rock and roll later. I feel like that would be a problem for me. Like right after that, it would never work.
No, well, no, that's not my personality. Is just like
So you get got you farther.
Yeah.
Right from the get-go.
Yeah, I'm like always like trying to find different stuff, unique stuff, and prove people wrong in like an asshole way. So that helps me personally. So yeah. But now I'm here, and I go to bed at 9:30 every night. It's fine. I'm not bitter about it. Yeah, it was fun. I'm very, very grateful that I took that leap and like blind faith. Like I just knew it's what I needed to do and had to do, so I did it, and it paid off. So.
What brought you back?
I got super burned out. The last firm that I was at in LA was my dream firm. I wanted to be there the whole time I was there, and it was just a very the department I was in was a very toxic environment. They had a very high turnover rate. So much if I told you how much it was, you would be like, how are they even still let that division operate? But I think that was my last ditch effort, like changing jobs. And I realized it just wasn't a fit, and everything was pointing for me to move back. And my grandma had just died, and my second nephew had just been born. And so I was like, okay, I just need to go back to North Carolina right now and regroup. So I'm very glad I did, because I probably would have ran myself even further around in LA. But I think if like I went back now for whatever reason, I would absolutely do a lot differently. But I mean, that's anything in hindsight. But also, I just saw that like Raleigh was cool again. Every time I would come home for Christmas, I'm like, how's Raleigh? Like Raleigh's cool now. Like, what is this? There's like restaurants and bars. Like it wasn't like this when I was in college. Yeah. Raleigh's cool, and now I get to be a part of it.
Do you feel the like kind of larger, I would even say like mainstream national media relations is helping, you know, kind of carry that forward, that experience forward in a smaller market, but a growing market?
You mean like in my personal, like my
As a professional, like doing media pitching, it's like, okay, well, if I'm pitching LA Times or
yeah.
you know.
Well, thankfully Raleigh, like this area has gotten such good press, like that has nothing to do with me, so it's easier for me to like position my clients. And like in those cases, I would link to like, oh, did you see? Like I know you wrote about this, and Raleigh was mentioned. Like here's my clients in Raleigh or whatever. I always tie it in that way. So I mean, it's definitely helping, especially with Retreat Food Hall. Like I mean, I don't even have to do anything, and we get that. They're one of my clients. I don't have to do anything, and we get like national press. So. Cool.
I saw the whole World Cup thing in a paper on the internet.
Yeah.
Where can you watch this in Raleigh and Morgan Street for Coffee? And I went there. So.
Yeah.
Were you like a part of that kind of thing?
No, I didn't do it, but I do a lot of the events. So that's when I get more into my LA stuff and my creative and fun stuff. But I mean, I didn't send that out. I didn't know that we wanted to more. Yeah. But like we're very cognizant of things like that. And try to have activations, and it's fun. Anything else? Anyone care?
Why the lobsters?
Okay, so I told them, I was like, okay, I'm gonna dress it super rock and roll, I was gonna wear my Rolling Stone shirt, but then I was like, well, I wore that the other day, and I was in my Instagram picture, so I can't wear it today. And then if I wore it, I was gonna tell everybody that I went and saw the Rolling Stones the other day in New Orleans, which I just told you. And so then I tried on these pants, and I accidentally bought the wrong size, so I was like, I'm just gonna wear my lobster pants.
What in doubt?
I know, a lot. I'm like, they're fun. It's fun. So yeah, that's all I guess.
Forgot about the New Orleans thing. Did you get to check out any of the tales happening while you were there?
No.
So you already got all them? Like,
well, I left on Wednesday and it all started, but my friends from LA that do food PR came in for it, and I was so mad I passed them in the airport. So I went to New Orleans randomly. So one of the like things in my solo entrepreneurness, I realized like I need to travel more because I did not travel at all when I was in LA because I was too poor. I'll go to Palm Springs or go to Vegas for free for work, and that was like an exciting thing. So I'm like, I'm doing it now. I can work from anywhere. So I randomly booked a trip to New Orleans when there was a freaking hurricane. So we pushed back one of our flights. Everything was fine, and it didn't rain, and it was fun. And I got to see Rolling Stones. It was very lucky because the show got moved to while I was there. And just walked up to the box office again. I have the best luck. I get everything for free. I walked to the box office and said, "What's the cheapest, closest seats I can get?" She was like, "Well, $90 in like section D." And she was acting like it was a bad thing. And it was floor seats at the catwalk, so it was great. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's just my own luck. I'm like the most lucky person. I'm gonna fence all the free things. So, yeah, okay. I guess that's it. Cool. Well, sorry you had to listen to me. Just stop your thing. I'm gonna end this. Bye.